Welcome to another edition of News Bites here on Daily World Television. My name is Kal Korff and I'm your host. The country of Iran, which is one of the world's largest sponsors of terrorism, has said that they are going to retaliate now against American President Donald Trump and presumably the United States as a whole for Trump signing the executive order which effectively bans Iranians from entering the United States for at least the next 90 days. Iran is reacting, saying they're going to retaliate by imposing similar measures. That's kind of comical because there are not a lot of Americans who are dying to get into Iran. It just is not a country that is conducive to that type of reciprocation or environment. By contrast, there's a lot of Iranians who desire to not only leave Iran and go to Europe and the United States, but also study in the United States where the standards of education are free from Islamic Sharia law and are higher, let's be blunt about it. So Iran's threats to retaliate are kind of comical. They could retaliate in many ways, including engaging in acts of terrorism. The problem is Iran has to be very careful because Trump is not a fan of the nuclear deal that Barack Obama negotiated with the P plus 5.1 or 5 plus 1 series of nations. Now, Trump has indicated so far he's not going to repeal the deal. He's also said when he was running for president that he would look to change it. Israel is still against the deal. But what Trump has said on the campaign trail so far has not proven to be true since he's been in office in the White House, at least where it concerns Iran. On the other hand, the various policies and positions and executive actions that Trump said he would take, so far he is keeping his word. He has passed several executive orders which have backed up his campaign rhetoric. His critics, of course, are upset over this, even though he's keeping his promise, which is commendable for any politician, even if you disagree with them. It's certainly more principled than someone who promises something just to get in office and then does nothing. That's called lying. So back to the issue of Iran, it remains to be seen what Iran is going to do. Is this just rhetoric for home consumption? Because Iran was remarkably quiet 2 years ago when American President Barack Obama passed similar orders and legislation barring Iranian students from entering the United States. A lot of people don't talk about that, but one of the reasons that Trump did not list Iran specifically in his executive order is because Obama had passed the Anti-Terrorism Travel Act of 2015, which listed 7 countries, one of which was Iran. The other countries were Yemen, Somalia, Iraq, Syria, and so on. Trump has not named those in his executive order. The difference is Syria, because that's a very special case. And in another edition of News Bites, we discuss that specific issue so that we can separate fact from fiction and expose a lot of the fake news that unfortunately the mainstream media is busy producing out there on the internet and for the world to swallow, even though it's not true.